Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream. We should be live and everything should be working fine. We're going to double check everything in just a second. So Bitcoin is going crazy. Bitcoin is going crazy, and this is what we've been talking about for the past, probably 6 months, we've been talking about the elections and how the elections could affect Bitcoin in a very positive way, and that is exactly what happened. All right, so we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. We're going to cover some altcoins. We're going to go through the altcoins that I still think are sitting at good buying prices. Denise Oz, hello there. How are you doing? JB, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome everyone who's joining the live. Feel free to leave a like. If you want to support us, feel free to drop a donation, or if you want to share the video with your friends or family, if it's going to help them out, definitely do that, because we've been giving you really good entries into a bunch of altcoins throughout the past 2 years, and right now we're reaping the rewards. So if you want to send in your altcoin request, make sure to do that right now. We'll be taking a look at all of your comments one by one, but let's start off with the crypto market. So we're sitting at a $2.9 trillion market cap. Some people think we're going to a $10 trillion market cap. I think that's possible. So $5 trillion crypto altcoin market cap is definitely a possibility. In terms of the altcoin season index, we're sitting at 35 out of 100. And this means we're still in a Bitcoin season. And that's very clear and evident when we look at the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 59%. Not much of a change here in the dominance chart. Altcoins were sitting at about 28 to 29% to 27.5% for the past few weeks. So that hasn't changed. Ethereum is pumping. Solana is pumping. XRP, well, XRP is doing whatever XRP is doing. And of course, Bitcoin is exploding. And anyone who bought into Bitcoin at $15,000 to $16,000, congratulations. If you go to my Twitter page here, real quick, if we take a look at my Twitter page, we have a new pinned post on Twitter. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. We're doing posts once again on Twitter. We're back full time on, or X if you want to use name. And we updated the current Bitcoin chart, and we gave you a bunch of interesting metrics here. We calculated the days between the halving and the bull market top, the bear market bottom and the bull market top, and the bear market bottom and the halving. So based on these calculations, we can estimate when the Bitcoin top could come into play. And based on these calculations, back in November, I believe it was November or December 2023, pull this up, or rather before the live. We're gonna get to this real quick, because that was an important chart that allowed us to catch the bottom, and I think this is it. So Bitcoin prints the bottom 4 to 500 days before the halving. Based on the previous 3 scenarios, we printed a lower low since the last halving post. And we did a post before this, but that doesn't matter. And now we are 457 days away from the next halving from the low, expecting Bitcoin to move up after spring. And this was December 2028. If we take a look at Bitcoin's chart, this was all the way down here. And then we have February, and we get into March. And of course, in March, we had a massive move to the upside. And, that was the historic bottom for that cycle, and congratulations to anyone who got in. Welcome everyone who's joining in. We're talking about the Bitcoin bottom that we predicted on our Twitter page back in 2022 using this chart over here, and this is the exact same chart that I have as the pinned message or the post on my Twitter profile. Only this time we added a bunch more metrics talking about the halvings and the bull market tops so that we can calculate based on the previous cycles when we could potentially expect the top to come into play this time around. And we'll cover this in more detail over the next few weeks. So stay tuned on our channel. Make sure to subscribe. So let's start off with Bitcoin's chart. We're very bullish on Bitcoin, and we've been targeting this cup and handle pattern for quite a while. If we take the target from this pattern, so we take a trend line from the neckline to the bottom of the cup, and then we place it at the breakout point, we're looking at $127,000. That is our target based on this pattern. And then based on the Fibonacci retracement, we're looking at $150,000. Of course, you shouldn't be holding your entire bag until 150,000. You should be taking profits on your altcoins, because if you wait for too long, you might catch the crash and you're going to be forced to sell down here. If we're talking about your altcoins. Now, based on some estimates and chart analysis, people are saying that Bitcoin is not dropping below $70,000. It's because we never, I believe we never crossed the low from before the halving. So the levels that we were sitting at before the halving were never touched again after we exploded after the halving, because after each halving, we have a massive move to the upside. So that's one pattern that we were targeting. Another pattern that we're targeting is this bull flag on the weekly chart. And as you can see, we're breaking out of this bull flag. You can go back to my live streams from before. We were covering this exact same thing. And right now we're breaking out. Bitcoin is doing very well. This is our bull flag target at $191,000. Are we going to get that price? I don't know, to be honest with you. Again, 150,000 is my conservative. Actually, my conservative target is 120. So 120 is going to be the last kind of level that I'm going to be holding major bags at. After that, I'm probably going to be selling most of my altcoins. But $190,000 could be a possibility. Let me know what you think. Ross, welcome. Thank you for joining. Elorm, very nice to see you. Philip Tupea says October next year is going to be the bull market top. Interesting. Some people are saying it's going to be November based on the calculations. I know some people calculated the distance between, was it the bear market bottom to the, they had some sort of a calculation where we exactly peaked, I think it was 657 days after the bear market bottom, something along those lines. I can't remember exactly. I'm going to have to look that up. There was an interesting chart. Sully Alley, my brother, I bought Quant at around 97. Do you think it will hit that again? Chart, Quant, please. I appreciate it. No problem. We'll take a look at your altcoins. Keep sending in your altcoins. We're going to take a look at them in one batch, one by one. For now, we want to take a look at some on-chain data, some whale wallets, and make sure to leave a like on the live stream and make sure to share it if there's any friends that are going to benefit from these videos. So the bull flag is playing out perfectly. And again, this was our bottom here in 2022. This was the falling wedge that we were targeting back then. If we zoom out, we have this massive channel up pattern that we're still targeting. And if we want to be consistent with this green channel up pattern, then we should be hitting around $250,000 sometime in May 2025. Again, do we think that's possible? In my opinion, that's a little far-fetched, but of course, anything can happen, right? If the US starts buying, if they implement a new policy with the new administration where they're going to be buying 200,000 Bitcoin every single year for the next 5 years, that is going to be a really, really bullish thing that will drive the price up. And then we also have rumors of China unbanning Bitcoin. We have rumors of Tesla accepting Bitcoin as payments once again. And I've talked about that for years. I've talked about the Tesla payments for years now. I told everyone that's going to be one of the biggest bull market indicators to look for. And if that does happen by January, it's going to be incredible. The price could continue skyrocketing after January. So right now, what I'm looking at is a potential rejection off of $96,000. That could be our first level. That's the 1.272 off of this Fibonacci. So this fractal from the bottom in November 2022 to the all-time high in November 2021, we get our minimum target at $96,000. And I'm not the only one who has this chart. There's going to be a lot of other people who have the exact same chart on their screen, and they're going to be targeting the exact same level. So they're going to be exiting probably slightly below that resistance, just so they have a better chance of exiting. So if you're planning to trade Bitcoin, you want to move some money from Bitcoin into altcoins, which is going to be a really good idea at around $100,000, especially if you're doing it at not a round number. You don't want to be selling at a round number. Make sure you take profits at 95,853, right? You don't want to have $96,000 on the dot, because a lot of people are going to have that exact same order over there at $96,000. And when the price gets there, we could just bounce from there. Some orders may get filled, others won't, and you're going to be stuck there at $96,000 while the price bounces back down. So you want to make sure that you get your order filled. So what you do is you place your limit order below the resistance. And the same goes for support. You want to place your orders below the support so that when the price drops, you get filled, and then it doesn't matter if it actually gets to the exact support level or not. This is just a little tip that we're using. Now on the weekly chart, the RSI is starting to get into the overbought. This is just the early stages of this euphoric run that we're going to be in. So what could potentially happen is we could have a similar scenario to this one. We could have a massive move to the upside right now. Then we could have a retracement in, let's say, December, January, February. From there, we have another move to the upside. Hold on. From there, we have another move to the upside, but this time the RSI is going to print a lower high. And that's going to be your bearish divergence, because on the price action, what's going to happen is that we print a high in, let's say, December, we retrace, the next high into May is going to be much higher. So you're going to be having a higher high on the price action, but a lower high on the RSI. That is a bearish divergence. That is exactly what happened back in 2021. So be on the lookout for that exact same thing playing out this time around. So if you're holding your altcoins, you don't have any Bitcoin, you still want to be looking at the Bitcoin chart, because it's going to be giving you a lot of important information about the cycle. Say Pyth, Ondo, Arbitrum, bull targets, please, conservative, thanks. We're gonna try to do one request per person, and then if we have more time, we'll take a look at everything else. Hi there, love the insight from REC05, Rec05. If you can take a peek at any of the following, I'll let you choose. Perfect, we'll take a look at some of those coins. Feel free to choose whatever you want to cover, thanks. Burough Finance, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the comments. Make sure to drop a like on the live stream. So that was a quick breakdown of Bitcoin's chart. Let me know what you think is what you think we're getting to in this bull cycle. Is it 150? Is it $200,000? What are the numbers that you're expecting? If we go to the Bitcoin rainbow chart, so this is going to be the new rainbow chart from 2023. And you can see that we're moving away from that green area, which was that was accumulate, which is, I hope, what you guys were doing during the bear market. You were accumulating. So now we're entering the hodl zone. This is the hodl zone. Then we're going to be sitting in, is this a bubble? Probably by January. That's where we are going to be. And keep in mind, things are going to be moving very quickly from now on. So you have to be focused in. You have to be focused in on the charts, on the markets, on where to sell, on what to do. You want to keep up with your projects, because you don't want to you don't want to be left behind, essentially. Because a lot of people in 2021, by the time we got to May, a lot of people were just getting started. And then when we had the crash, they were like, okay, I just got into crypto, everything crashed, this is a scam. So make sure you're prepared for this very quick euphoric rise. Some altcoins are going to be doing 20 to 50x. Some of them are going to be doing 100x. So make sure you know where to take profits. So once we start approaching the seriously sell area, you probably want to be selling most of your assets. Not financial advice, that's just what I'm going to be doing. I don't think we're going to get to the maximum bubble territory this time around. I could be wrong, but the last cycle we didn't, and I think diminishing returns is in effect. So I think Bitcoin is going to print a like I said, sell, seriously sell. I think that's going to be the top for this cycle. And once we get to FOMO intensifies, that's when you should start taking profits. And then another strategy you could implement for taking profits is for your altcoins. If you're looking at the Bitcoin chart, every $5,000 Bitcoin breaks, so 85, 90,000, 95,000, 100,000, you could be taking some profits off the table. Just, 10% every $5,000. That's one strategy. Another strategy that you can implement is if you go to the altcoin market. So this is the market cap of all of the altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we're pumping here as well. Very bullish move to the upside. We're entering wave 5 in my opinion, and this wave 5 could potentially take us to a $1.48 trillion market cap, and then we're looking at $2.3 trillion market cap. At the start of the live stream I said $5 trillion market cap for altcoins. I think that's a little bit too much. I don't think that's happening. Yeah, I think that's too much. So I take that back. That was a mistake. So we're looking at $1.5 to $2.3 trillion market cap for altcoins. So what you can be doing with this is, as you keep going up, you could be taking profits, let's say every 500 million or like every 250 million. You could be taking profits off your altcoins as you're going up, because this is another important chart that you want to be looking at. And here as well, we have a cup and handle pattern, just like on Bitcoin's chart. Once we break the neckline, we could have a massive move to the upside. So these are just a few strategies you can implement in order to take profits at the correct times. Another indicator you can take a look at is the Pi cycle indicator, or the Pi cycle top indicator. As you can see, the red lines, the red trend lines here are signaling the top, the cycle top. And this is when the orange and the green lines intersect. Once they cross, that is your bull market top. So ideally, you want to be selling before this happens. You do not want to be waiting until that cross happens in this cycle. You want to sell before that, so that by the time all of this plays out, you're well out of the markets and you don't have to be worried about your assets. That is the mentality that I'm approaching with. So you can do whatever you want, of course. But this is another indicator you can take a look at. I'm going to leave this indicator down below in the comments. Dennis Oz, Polygon update would be great. Is your current target still $5? We're going to take a look at Polygon. I'm still holding Polygon. And by the way, I am restructuring my portfolio just a little bit. We're selling some altcoins and we're buying different altcoins. But of course, all of that is on Patreon. So if you want to stay up to date with my portfolios, with what I'm buying, what I'm selling, we just shared a few low caps on there, and a lot of them are doing incredibly well. In total, if you go to our Patreon, in total, I believe we have around more than 900 posts, and you can get a 7-day free trial. You can join my Patreon for free for 7 days, get access to all of my portfolios, all of my podcast episodes, all of the low cap gems that we've shared, all of my trade alerts, and then you can decide for yourself, is this a community you want to be a part of? We have a specific Telegram chat for our patrons. If you don't like it, you can leave anytime, of course. If you like it, feel free to stick around, and you're always welcome. Let me get a sip of coffee. Okay, so another indicator to take a look at is the whale wallets. So this is a list of the Bitcoin whale wallets, and the reason why this is important is because the whale wallets can be buying when it's bullish, and they can be selling when it's bearish. So when we're approaching the top, you're going to see that a lot of these wallets are going to be selling. Now, we still see a lot of wallets buying. So for example, we go to wallet number 46 with 18,500 Bitcoin. So as you can see, this is a fresh wallet because he probably just switched his Bitcoin from one wallet to the other, because that's just a security question. You know, all of these whales do it and it's the right thing to do, but we can't really track if he was buying or selling. Let's go to wallet number 48. Okay. Make sure you're not... Well, yeah, these are centralized exchange wallets, of course. You can track those as well, but I prefer tracking cold wallets and non-centralized exchange wallet. So for example, here, this person sold 360 Bitcoin at $81,000. And then he sold 260 Bitcoin at $74,000. And then in October, he bought 140 Bitcoin at $71,000. In October, he got he sold 375 Bitcoin at $67,000. So slightly random sells here. I don't really know why you'd be selling 850 Bitcoin at $57,000 in September. Maybe there was a reason for that. Maybe he wanted to move this money into altcoins. That's also a possibility. But then he did buy a bunch of Bitcoin over here at $58,000. So in total, this wallet right now holds 13,000 Bitcoin. And keep an eye on this wallet. I can share this wallet in the in the comments down below. Make sure to check this out. You can also use Arkham to set up alerts for all of these wallets. You can track whale wallets for your own altcoins. The Arkham intelligence platform is incredibly well versed for that. So, and it's a really good asset to have in this bull market. So make sure you're using Arkham. For those of you who are not familiar with Arkham and their token, we've covered them before on the channel. We got into their token at around 68 cents on Patreon. So this was a really good entry for everyone on Patreon. They do have a bit of an aggressive unlock schedule, to be honest. However, this is not a major issue for me because I think the demand for this project will be outweighing the unlocks. And then once we have the unlocks, it's not a guarantee that all of the unlocked tokens are going to be dumped or aka sold. So we're not going to be getting a lot of selling pressure, I believe, because this project is extremely bullish. I think an $8 billion market cap for this project is doable. And just to quickly show you, this is their platform. So if you want to be tracking anyone, you can go to, let's say, Alex Becker, type in Alex Becker. You can open up his wallet and you can be tracking his holdings. That's how easy this is. Of course, this is not his entire holding. I think he has around $30 million in crypto, but you can be at least tracking whatever is traceable by Arkham. So make sure you're using this platform. Again, I'm giving you a lot of these indicators for free here on this live stream. Make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're saving all of these links. This is extremely important if you want to sell in time. So for anyone staking Cosmos, personally, I'm no longer staking Cosmos. I will be selling my Atom coins whenever I get past my average entry, which is $7.38. We're going to be taking profits on our Cosmos and we're going to be moving that money over into some other more bullish coins. In my opinion, Cosmos dropped, well, this is not my opinion, this is, a fact. It dropped below a major support over here. If we go to the chart, Cosmos dropped below its October 2023 low and its May 2022 low. That was a very negative signal. And right now Cosmos is trying to recover. So after we break past the 20 EMA on the weekly, we could have a little surge to the upside into this block between, let's see, between $7.36 to $8. We could retest that as resistance, but I will not be holding Cosmos for the remainder of this bull market because I think other coins can perform much better. And my goal here is to maximize profits. We want to maximize profits to make sure that we can be financially free. Okay, so Bitcoin is breaking 87,000. I mean, this is giving me, I've said this to some patrons already, this is giving me January 2021 vibes, because that was when I was officially investing in crypto for the first time, and I remember Bitcoin pumping like crazy. I still didn't appreciate the pump itself because I was so new to crypto, but now I understand that, we're getting these candles and this is an incredible breakout. Again, we've been expecting this breakout, we've been talking about it for months, but now that it's actually happening, it's, it feels good. All right, so the altcoin index or the altcoin season index, this is something you want to be taking a look at as well. I think we're going to be repeating the old season from 2020 to 2021. So more precisely, December 2020 to May 2021. I think we're going to be getting the same altcoin season this time around. We just need to wait until Bitcoin finishes its first major pump. Once it starts consolidating, once Bitcoin starts dropping down a little, the money's going to start flowing into those higher caps, those mid caps, and those low cap projects. And that's when we're going to see the major euphoric pumps for your altcoins. So make sure you're picking your altcoins wisely. You still have some time to get into some altcoins. We're going to take a look at those shortly. Thank y'all for joining the live stream. And we're going to go through all the comments in a little bit. So this is the CPI inflation calculator. So we go back to November 2021, which is when we hit the new all-time high at $69,000 per Bitcoin. So if we calculate that into today's dollar value, right? So we count the inflation, the CPI, the CPI current inflation, which if you believe the government numbers, then this is what it would be. But I think the government numbers are way worse, or the actual numbers rather are way worse. And I think everyone knows that. So we're sitting at $78.2 thousand. So just to explain this in simple terms, after we hit $78,000 on Bitcoin, this is when we actually broke the all-time high in purchasing value, right? In your purchasing power. When we were sitting at $69,000 in 2024, that was not the same $69,000 from 2021. Hopefully everyone understands that. That's a simple concept and a little bit of an, interesting insight there. Okay, so the altcoin market is doing somewhat good. Not all of the altcoins are moving up. Radium did very, very well. We dropped a video on Radium recently, and this thing perfectly played out. We almost got to our 1.618 target. I think we're still on our way to do that. After we get to the 1.618, we could see a retracement because we're already overbought on the weekly and we're overextended from the 20 EMA on the weekly. It's turning vertical. We want to see we either want to see one last major pump and then a retracement, or we kind of want to start retracing right now because we want to keep this thing healthy. Okay, let's start going through your altcoin requests. If you're a patron, let me know. We're going to take a look at your request first. All the patrons are going to be prioritized. So let me see if I can find any patrons first. Okay, so Ross is asking for Boson. Let's take a look at Boson Protocol. Oh, okay, we're past 30 cents now, so Boson is doing okay. We're sitting at we're just breaking above the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. And this is going to be our wave 2, and we're approaching or starting our wave 3 from here. So hopefully this is going to be a massive breakout for Boson Protocol. The market cap, I believe, is still hovering around 30 million or something. 40. Okay, we're sitting at 40 million right now. I do hold Boson Protocol myself, a pretty large holding, and there is a bit of token dilution. It's not a major issue. We don't have a Kraken listing, we don't have a Coinbase listing, we don't have a Binance listing for Boson, and we do have a Binance US listing. So I think we could definitely get a Binance listing in 2025 for Boson Protocol, and that will cause a pretty significant pump. And then on their own, Boson Protocol is a really, really good project. They're building products all the time. I recently saw an update of them talking about the fact that they're working with Roblox, one of the biggest games in the world. So we launched a bridge that enables brands to validate a user's purchase in Roblox and allow them to unlock access to buy an additional digital or even physical on a brand's website, effectively allowing brands to connect the virtual and physical world. And this is incredible. So just because you bought something in-game means now you have the opportunity to buy something else on their website, which could be even a physical item. And there's lots of ways different brands can interpret this and, play around with this. So I think this is incredible. So Boson Protocol is going to be a really powerful e-commerce layer for metaverses, and I don't think it's going anywhere. It launched right in the midst of the previous bull market, so I don't think this is considered a legacy coin by that standard. If we go to the token unlock section, we're getting token unlocks. It's not as an aggressive unlock schedule, but it is an unlock schedule. There are tokens that are being dumped into the circulation, but it's not a really big amount. So we're getting 1.2% unlocked of the max supply every single month. So I don't think it's going to be a major issue for us. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. So I think the demand will outweigh the token unlock and the token dilution. But let's take a look at the price action in more detail for Boson. So if you still want to get into this thing, I think this is a buy. Currently, Boson Protocol is still a buy at a $40 million market cap. We are printing a higher low, which is good. So this is our wave 2 concluding. We're looking at our wave 3. Then we're looking at a wave 4 retracement and wave 5 potentially taking us to, let's say, $10. So if we were to do a little bit of a calculation for Boson Protocol, and let's say we were to get to $10. So that is going to be a $1.4 billion market cap, and that's a 32x from the current prices. In my opinion, that is possible. We can even move the circulating supply just a little. Oh, sorry, that's not. Okay, so we can edit the circulating supply here. So let's say we increase it just by a little bit. Let's say we're going to do 140. Okay, so there we go. So now if we set it to $10, this is going to be, okay, wait, it didn't change that much or what? Okay, there we go. So 1.5 billion. So again, I don't think the circulating supply will affect the price too much. If you're looking for a $1.5 billion market cap, it's going to be around $10. And I think that's possible. If you want to be a little more conservative, you can potentially look for $7. That's just going to be around $1 billion. And again, $7 from the current price is a 22x. That's still a pretty powerful move. And it's going to take us to around the 1.272 here. So we set up the fib the exact same way as we do for all of our assets, from the bear market bottom in August to the all-time high in November 2021. Once we break $3.43, we're going to be looking at that minimal target at $9 for Boson Protocol. And also it depends on how fast we go up, because we could have a very strong parabolic move to the upside in a few months, so that we're not even going to have a bunch of tokens unlocked by that time. We're still going to be sitting at relatively the same circulating supply. So if you're looking to get into Boson, I think these are your last few days that you're going to be able to do it at these prices. Boson is starting to move up already. Crypto Minded, hey there, can you have a look TA-wise for BRRR token Burough Finance on Near? I remember looking at something like that. Very low market cap. Okay, wow. That looks like a scam wick there. No centralized, no dexes. Okay, so it's only available on Ref Finance. It is a bit risky when there's no decentralized, when there's no other decentralized exchanges like Uniswap or PancakeSwap. Let's take a look at the website. First money market on Near active bring market size. Let's go to DeFi Llama. I know you said chart wise, but I still wanna. Okay, there's no Burough. Okay, we do have Burough. Is it the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. Total value locked, $174 million. Wow, this is extremely undervalued. If those numbers are accurate, and seemingly they are, this is extremely, did a 35x last year. Okay, I don't think, let me try to pull this up. Virtual value long. I don't even think I can pull this up on a chart. Okay, I think I can. Burough dollar. Is this it? Oops. I don't. Let me try to figure this out. So 0.008. Okay, this is not the right chart. Yeah, there is no chart for this, unfortunately. But I mean, that's 35x last year. That's quite a lot, and still, it's only a $5 million market cap. So, in terms of their TVL, this is really bullish, and I have this saved into my watch list. So, how do you buy this thing? I'm just interested. I like the website. OKX is their partner, so they could have a listing on OKX sometime in the future. Frax, Pyth. Interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on this. Let's enter their app. Let's see how we can trade this thing. Because I am bullish on Near Protocol. I think Near is going to be breaking past its all-time high price. Unlike a lot of the other legacy coins. Okay, so you can connect with your ledger. Wow, this is really interesting. I'd probably not connect my ledger to this because it's still risky. I'd probably use one of these decentralized wallets. Like you can use Wallet Connect. You can use any Ethereum wallet here. And I'd get the tokens that way. But this is really bullish. Thanks for bringing this to my attention. I'm definitely going to look into this. Thank you, Crypto Minded. So guys, Burough, make sure to take a look at that. Okay, let's keep going down the list. Again, some of the patrons have different names on YouTube, so it's really hard to tell sometimes. Flowkey, let's start from the bottom. Okay, no, we have Elorm, Burough Finance, and Manta. Okay, so let's take a look at Manta. Manta is actually doing okay at the moment. I'm still holding my Manta. Still, no, I think did I unstake it? No, I'm still staking my Manta. And what we want to be doing over here is we want to be breaking past that local top at 95 cents. That is going to be a massive resistance level for us. Once we're able to do that, we can actually start looking at more targets to the upside. So $1.37 in this instance is going to be our 1.618. Now, we do have to break through that level from June 2024. That's going to be a pretty strong resistance level. And currently that's sitting at $1.08. And the 1.272 is sitting somewhere above that, which still goes in line with these wicks that are above that resistance level. But so far so good. Manta is slowly but surely recovering. Of course, there has been token dilution. So in order for us to get back up to the same prices, So if we go back to, let's say, March 2024, when we were sitting at $4 per coin, that's going to be a $1.5 billion market cap. That's a 350% move to the upside. And I quickly want to take a look at what the market cap was like back then. So that was a $1 billion market cap. So now we're going to be 50%. The market cap has to be 50% larger in order for us to get back up to the same price. I still think it's possible for it to do that. Like, we have plenty of time, but if we take a look at the token unlocks, you can see it's a bit of an aggressive schedule here. It's going to get lighter in 2028. So the only hope here is that the demand will outweigh the token dilution and the potential selling pressure from that, from those new tokens, freshly minted tokens that are going to be unlocked. And if you're looking to get into Manta, I would say you still have a good chance to, you still have a good opportunity to buy here, but it's getting a little bit overextended from the 20 EMA on the daily. So potentially I would just wait until we hit a resistance and then start retracing from there. You had a really good chance to buy in below 60 cents multiple times. So if you let all of those opportunities slip away, but right now, specifically right now, you want to be buying at 86 cents, 87 cents, 90 cents, then, you can do that, but then expect a retracement and then you can buy in at a lower price. If we get a retracement, of course, now we're entering a very bullish territory. This is not like we're in a bear market where every time we have a move to the upside, we're almost certainly getting a retracement. Nothing is going up forever, don't get me wrong, but these moves to the upside could be much more parabolic than they were during the bear market. So make sure to keep that in mind. So Manta is doing quite okay. Again, going back to the market cap, 1.5 billion market cap. Let's say we get to a $6 market cap. That's going to be or $6 price. That's going to be a $2.3 billion market cap. If we set up a Fibonacci retracement now, and we assume that the current bottom was the bear market bottom, so we could be looking at $7 as our minimal target in this cycle. And I think $7 is doable. It depends on how bullish we get again. If Polkadot has some major news, if Manta Network has some major news, some major partnerships, this could definitely be a possibility. That's like an 8x from the current prices. I think it's doable. I truly think it's doable, but don't be overexposed to a single crypto. That's not very healthy. We need a Patreon icon for YouTube streams. You mean like a Patreon? Oh, okay. I'm gonna see if I can do that. That's a good suggestion. We're gonna see if we can do that for the next stream. Okay, let's do this. Just so you can take a look at the chart, at the comments, a badge so you can recognize us. That's a really good idea. Thanks for the suggestion, Overt. We're gonna look into that. So very, very beneficial stream in my opinion today. Lots of very important information and a few gems already shared. So let's take a look at Floki because that person really wanted to take a look at Floki. Okay. All right. Now, personally, I don't dabble with meme coins at all, like whatsoever, because I consider that to be quite literally gambling, and I'm not a proponent of gambling, so I stay away from these meme coins as far as possible. But if some people want to get involved with them, by all means, that's your decision. So we're building a support trend line there. So that's going to be a pretty important resistance level for us. That's sitting at 0.0002. So you could be going up and down in this area, potentially. I don't think we're going to be coming back down this low, because if we're entering an alt season, we're going to be seeing a breakout. So we could have a bounce off of that resistance one time, and then a move to the upside on the second try. That's a very possible outcome. We can set up a fib here. So the golden ratio is sitting at around 0.00022 cents. That's your golden ratio. Then you have your 0.786 at roughly 0.00027, and then 0.0000345 as your all-time high. I believe that's the all-time high anyway. Yeah, it is the all-time high. So from October 2021, this thing came back down to, oh my god, almost 1200% to the upside. I mean, some other good altcoins did the same thing. So again, risking your money with these altcoins is not something that I like doing. But if we break this all-time high, we could be looking at 0.0006 cents as our 1.618 target. So if you want to be on the safe side, I would just recommend taking profits as soon as these massive pumps happen, because you can see you tend to correct afterwards. Again, you have this massive pump, you tend to correct afterwards. You have this massive pump, you tend to go back down after. That's just how the market works. So once you have a massive pump, try to be selling as the pump is happening, and then you can just leave some coins as you're going up, and then the higher you go, the more you sell. Very, very simple. Let's take a look at the market cap of Floki. I think I'm going to have a heart attack from this now. $1.8 billion. Oh my god. What does this meme coin even do? What is Floki? Floki is the utility token of the Floki ecosystem. What? Tokenization what? Chat, what is this? Is this for real? No way this is... They have like an entire ecosystem here. So this is not a full-on meme coin, I guess. Floki-Fi. Mainnet launch October 30th. Okay, so I guess that's the reason we had a pump here. Valhalla patch, Floki's 3 pillars. What? So these guys, out of a meme coin, they made an entire ecosystem? Is that what I'm seeing here? Okay. Okay. I mean, I guess good for you guys, whoever got into this then. Yeah, if this has at least some sort of utility, then I wouldn't consider it gambling at that point. But $1.8 billion market cap, that is quite impressive, not gonna lie. So over to asking for Rose. Let's take a look at Rose. I believe I should have Rose somewhere in here. I don't. Okay, I don't. No problem. So I do own Oasis, full disclosure. So on the weekly, We can identify an ascending support trend line. That's a good sign. So we printed our bear market bottom all the way back here in December 2022. We printed a higher low in September 2023 and another higher low in September 2024. And we're printing higher highs and higher lows. So as of right now, this looks to be a really, really good chart. So potentially with our next move to the upside, we could be looking at, somewhere around 30 cents plus, something around those lines, because it seems that we are just bouncing around in this broadening ascending wedge. So every time you bounce down, you have a bounce to the upside, you come back down, and so on and so forth. So we'll see. We'll be targeting somewhere around that area. We can also add a Fibonacci retracement here. Let's see. So 41 cents. Yeah. Again, this was listed on exchanges and this started trading way back in November 2020. So this is not a legacy coin by that definition because it hasn't really gone through a full cycle. We got listed in the middle of a bull market, and right now we're going through our first official cycle for Oasis. So you could be looking at 40 cents-ish as a massive target here. From the current levels, that's a 381% to the upside. If we take a look at the current market cap, $604 million. Not much token dilution. The all-time high was at 57 cents. Let's go to the coin perspective and see what we can find out about the all-time high market cap. Or compare it. So it would be a $3.8 billion market cap if we were to go back up to the same price. Right now, this is a $2 billion market cap all-time high. So almost a 2x market cap is required for us to get back up to the same price for Oasis. That does not mean it's impossible. That just means you have to understand that, how to, you want to use this information to set up your targets to the upside. Because if you're just blindly saying, okay, this project is going past its all-time high, this project is going past its all-time high, well, people have done that with Dash, with Bitcoin Cash, with Ethereum Classic, with some of those OG coins, and they haven't broken past their all-time highs from the previous cycle. So make sure you, again, I'm not saying Oasis is like that yet, because Oasis is not a legacy coin by, the standard definition of a zombie coin or a zombie chain that doesn't reach its previous all-time high. So I would say Oasis is still not in a very terrible situation. From the all-time high, we're sitting at 86%. That's not a very good sign, but it's still better than some of the other coins. From the bear market bottom, we're sitting at 154% to the upside. So we're gonna see what Oasis does. We definitely want to be breaking past this top from February as quickly as we humanly can. So from that top to there, we were sitting at a 70% correction, or rather a 70% away from that. Yeah, 228. That's just crazy. So we want more bullish momentum. We want more volume coming from rows. The chart is looking okay. If you're looking to buy in, I think this is still a good buy for Oasis Network. So make sure to get in while we're not pumping, because you want to be buying the stuff that's still not pumping. And again, I might be selling my Oasis soon. We'll see. The patrons will be advised of all of my trades and all of my portfolio little switches that we're doing. Tristan Marshall, how are you doing? Please come to Altcoins entry now. I'm not sure what old... Bobby, send me a specific altcoin request. We'll take a look at your altcoin. Okay, so Sully Alley is asking for Quant. Quant is something that I stayed away from in this cycle because, again, this is a legacy coin. Its market cap, all-time high market cap is 4.5 billion, $370 all-time high. Can we do this again? Can we get back to the same price? We'll have to wait and see. But again, there's a chance. Like 90% of coins don't get back up to their all-time high prices from previous cycles. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at Quant here in more detail. So we're on the weekly chart. Again, the chart is not looking very good. I'll be honest with you. We're sitting in some sort of a symmetrical triangle, but we're still sitting at the support of the pattern. We're still very close to our May 2022 bottom. May 2022 bottom. So let's compare that with something like Injective just for perspective. So this is Injective, and this is our May 2022 price, $1.60. Injective right now is sitting at $26. It was sitting at $50. So my question is, do you want to be holding something like Quant, or do you want to be buying into Injective, into coins that are breaking their all-time high prices? And again, you couldn't have known this in advance, obviously, but I'm just giving you an example so you can visualize this and understand that some coins are just not going to be doing as well as other coins, and that's just the way the markets work. And sometimes, if you're investing a lot of money, you don't even need your altcoins to do a 50x. If you're investing $500,000 into a well-established altcoin, it does a 4 or 5x. That's enough for you. That's enough for a lot of people. But if you want to get more risky, you want to go into that 20, 30, 40, 50x range, you have to be getting more risky. You have to be looking at newer coins, and you have to be looking at those newer niches that are popping up like AI and RWA. So if you want to be safe, Quant is probably a safe entry. The only thing that worries me is this descending resistance trend line. If we're not going to be able to break above it with our next move, if we're going to get stuck there, if we're going to hit that as resistance once again and get a retracement, it's not going to be a good look for Quant. But until that happens, you can keep dollar cost averaging. You can take some profits off of your holdings at the white resistance trend line. And then again, it's very hard to say what's going to happen by the end of this bull market. It's very hard to say because, well, look at this pump that we had in October 2022, 442% to the upside. And then we kept printing a lower high. So what we want to be doing is we want to be breaking past that level there. That is going to be a massive indicator for us. If we break above that, I think we can be looking at previous all-time high prices. If not, then, you were warned. And if you got in at the peak in the last cycle, that's unfortunate, but you want to use everything in these markets as a lesson. You want to use everything as a lesson. You want to absorb as much information and experience as possible. I'm still making some mistakes, and this is the way it goes. Sometimes your asset is not going to come back up to the same price you bought in at, and you want to be able to move your money out of that asset at the smartest time and invest it into a different coin that can probably get your money back and then some. So in terms of Quant, again, good buying prices right now, but in terms of how high it can actually go, we really want to see some bullish momentum before we can start giving out some rock solid predictions. So Stronghold SHX Major. Let's take a look at that. SHX Stronghold token, $31 million market cap. You guys are buying low caps left and right. Again, this is an older coin. It does have Dexys, it does have Gate, Mexi, no KuCoin. Stronghold's mission is to provide fast, secure, and accessible financial services for all. Through our developer APIs, we enable access to legacy and next-generation payments and financial services. SHX, Stronghold's currency, is used for real-time settlement, discount, and fees for business customers rewards and merchant cash advances through decentralized finance. So this is like a DeFi project that is, I guess it's not, what are the volumes for this thing? Okay. Is that Alchemy Payments? Okay, that's Automated Clearinghouse. I thought that was Alchemy. That's another payments solution. Crypto. Real-time payments. Fast, reliable, and secure. I mean, it's not a... Why is the supply so low? What? What is going on with the... What is going on with the vesting schedule there? 5.3 billion is out in circulation. I'm not sure. Any news on the circulating supply for this project? They raised 3.3 million in the latest funding round from Array Ventures and David Samuel, Hack Venture Capital. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit concerning. You want to take a look at the tokenomics for this project, definitely. Let's jump into the chart. I mean, I would probably stay away from something like this. Look at those scam wicks. What is that? What is that? Okay, so from June 2023, that's a 4,366% to the upside. That is a lot. That is a significant pump. Not gonna lie. Impressive. So that's a massive support block for us to hold. And then we had this descending diagonal resistance trend line, and seemingly we're breaking out of that right now. Seemingly. So you're going to have a resistance level over there that you're going to run into probably and get a small rejection at 0.0059 cents. That is that April 2024 support bounce now turned resistance. So keep in mind some of those levels. Let's place a Fibonacci retracement from that bottom in August to the local top in February. We're looking at 4 cents as our 1.618 target. From the current values, that's 670% to the upside. That's going to be past the previous all-time high, or somewhere around the same area. I mean, this is doing pretty well, actually, now that I think about it. It's not too bad. Still a 10x to the all-time high, but this is not bad. The chart is not looking bad at all. So again, you're just breaking out. You could potentially get in time and catch this next pump that we might be having, which is, you know, kind of similar to what happened over here. We had a horizontal or diagonal descending resistance trend line. You broke above it and had a massive pump. Again, started consolidating here after the pump, and once again breaking above that diagonal descending resistance trend line. You could have a massive surge all the way up to 4 cents potentially. So you still have a good entry there, and the market cap is quite low, very low market cap. Alaikum salam, Crypto Princess, how are you doing? Do you think the Doge pump will kickstart the meme coin season? Oh my god, I was hoping the meme coin season was over. You're talking about Dogecoin pumping. What? 32, no way. Okay. So it seems like the meme coin season is not over. This is thank you for sharing your time and knowledge with us, Eologos. Thank you, my friend, for the donation, and thank you for being a part of our Patreon. Very much appreciate your support. Unfortunately, Seems like the meme coin season is not over. And we're going to be seeing... Okay, my friend is going to be really pissed when he sees this chart because unfortunately he lost his money in Dogecoin doing futures. He had like, I think 14 grand in there. And unfortunately all of it was gone because he made a mistake in his futures trading. Now he doesn't do futures at all. And, you know, that's just a reminder why you never want to get into futures. It's not worth it. Especially if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be losing your money. 90% of people lose their money. Eligos, thank you for the donation once again. Let me know if you have any other tokens you want me to take a look at. But congratulations to all the Doge holders. My friend was planning to hold his Doge until the next bull market. And... he was trading, he was doing swing trades here and there, so he kind of increased his position by, I believe, 70% just by swing trading. And unfortunately, all of that was gone with one stupid little mistake. Unfortunately. So let that be a lesson to everyone. Don't get into futures. And yeah, looks like we're going to be breaking all-time high Dogecoin prices before the end of the year. If everything goes right. Let's see, 90% correction for, okay, not too bad. Music Chone says, I'm quite skeptical on Moonriver because of the unlimited supply, but I hope it will hit at last $80. So I was just in a call with one of my patrons and we were talking about Moonriver. And what we ended up looking at was, let me just pull this up. Let me quickly show you something. So for anyone who's holding Moonriver, so the major question that I have, if we go to, and again, I hold Moonriver, I've been holding for a very long time. So this is the daily holders. So this is the holders, and let's go to Moonriver Subscan. I want to take a look at the total holder list, or rather not list, but the holders, the total amount of holders. Okay, there we go. So 957,000 holders, and in total we have 1.46 million accounts. Okay, that's all good. Then we go to the holders, and you can see this is November 2023, before we had that massive pump. If you go back into December 2023, we had a massive pump in December, like a 4x out of nowhere, or even like more than a 4x, like a 7x out of nowhere. We got to $40 on Binance, I believe. And then the holders very quickly and sharply dropped from 500,000 all the way down to roughly 50-ish thousand, like 50,000 wallets, or rather holders. And then from there, we slowly but surely started making our way back. And then in March, there was a sharp increase from 300,000 all the way up to 900,000. So I do not understand how did that happen in such a short time. This is just a vertical line. So is it a question of bots? Is it a question of limit orders being filled for certain prices? I'm not sure. Is there, like, does that align with the correction we saw in March? But again, it wasn't a massive correction that we saw in, like, was it with this correction between like $27 to $18? Do you guys have any idea, or? Yeah, this is like an interesting question, so I'm gonna leave this hanging for now. Let's see if people have any suggestions on what that is, or what is the reason behind that happening, because it's an interesting metric to look at. Gonna go through more comments now. Pentarus, good evening. I think Verton, I think you made a mistake in the name and you had 2 T's instead of an R, but EWT, we're going to take a look at EWT. Again, this thing hasn't been moving the way we wanted it to. So we'll see what we do with this project. Again, the idea behind the project is phenomenal. Selling unused energy is a really, really interesting idea. Could be very beneficial to our world, but as you can see, the price doesn't reflect the potential use case or the potential that the use case has. So Energy Web, again, I am a holder of Energy Web tokens, still am, but it doesn't look really good. We lost a September 2023 low, very reminiscent of the Cosmos Atom chart that we looked at earlier. And do we want to be taking profits on this and moving into something else? That's a valid question someone should be asking themselves at this stage in the bull market, because the longer you wait, the longer you wait, the less time you have to maximize your profits with some other bullish AI coins, deepen coins, or any other coin that could potentially outperform Energy Web. And, it's sitting at its essentially bear market lows. Energy Web is still in a bear market. Sorry. And personally, I didn't invest a huge amount, right? I'm not going to go and pull out my hair because this thing is still sitting at $1, but you don't want to be my apologies. You don't want to be overexposing yourself to any coin really, because something like this could happen to any project. Okay, let's try to zoom in. So this Fibonacci retracement that we set up from the local top in June 2024 to the bottom in November 2023. The 1.618 was our technical target. We were covering this on Patreon. We were covering this on our live streams. And we knew about this target in advance. We did not know if we were going to hit it or not. But after we lost this low, these 3 extension levels were our targets immediately. So you got to the 1.272, you got to the 1.414, and finally got to the 1.618. So is it time to potentially start moving up, breaking those resistance levels? Is it time to flip this chart to bullish? We'll have to wait and see, but as of right now, it's not looking like that's the plan for Energy Web. And ideally, for us to be bullish on this, for us to be back in an uptrend in the bull market, we need to be breaking past $5. That's just a simple matter of this case. If we're not breaking past $5, there's nothing to look at here. There's nothing to do. And if by January we still haven't done that, this is not going to be performing well during the bull market. In perspective to other coins, again, I can use Injective as an example. Injective has been performing extremely well. And for those of you who don't know, we got into Injective. We got into this coin during the bear market at $1.40 in September 2022. We got into this coin here. And right now my average is around $1 and I believe 9 cents or something, because we've been staking for 2 years. And with the rewards, your average goes lower, obviously, because you have more coins now at essentially a zero, bought at $0 value. But you can compare this to the Energy Web chart and you can see the difference. So, and this goes for any coin that's similar to this chart. You want to be asking yourself, do you want to be married to this coin? Do you want to be holding it until it crashes even further, below the current lows? Ask yourself, what is the reason you're holding this coin? Is it because you like the coin, you like the guy, you like the project, you like the idea behind the project? Because sometimes the fundamentals can be really good, but that's not reflected in the price action chart, unfortunately, and that is the case with Energy Web. So I'm going to be thinking about what I'm going to do with Energy Web. Again, my patrons will be advised on everything. If you want to learn what I do with my coins, learn what I do with my portfolios, feel free to join our Patreon. We have more than 900 posts available for everyone to join. 7-day free trial, guys. And you can get access to all of that and see what are my trades looking like and what are my portfolios looking like. So if you want to be getting into Energy Web, this is the best time to be buying if you're certain that this thing will be going up. Okay, so let's take a look at Polygon Matic. Let's take a look at Polygon Matic. I think this is the new ticker that they have. I'm not sure if the ticker is, if the price action is different. No, it's pretty much the same price action. So I don't know if I really want to be using the new ticker, if I can use the old one, if it's going to be the same thing realistically. Where's Matic? No way. There we go. Okay. So the chart is pretty much the exact same. So Polygon Matic is a really, really solid project. But again, this Ethereum layer 2 is not doing well at all. Like, it's doing better than some other coins, but once again, it dropped below the October 2023 low. It had a really good pump from June 2022 into February 2023, from September 2023 to March 2024. But as of late, this hasn't been performing very well. Again, I do hold Polygon Matic. I have entered this project, and all of the coins that we're talking about right now, most of them we've entered in the bear market, and we're close to the bear market bottom. So my average entries are very close to the bear market bottom, and that is beneficial because if in the midst of the bull market something like this happens where the chart is not performing well, I can switch over to a different project in an instant without having to sell at a loss because my average entry is very, very low. Now, if you bought in over here at $3, $2 Polygon bull market cycle top, then of course right now if you're trying to sell into a different coin, you're going to be selling at a massive, massive loss. So from the all-time high, we're still down 85%. You're going to be selling at an $85 correction. So Dennis OZ or Dennis Oz is asking if I'm still expecting a $5 move for Polygon Matic. Right now, I can't expect that unless we break past this white descending trend line. So this white trend line that we have over here, let me just see if I can, is there a way to add text? Unfortunately, I don't think so. So this white resistance trend line is something that we need to get rid of before we can start talking about a $5 Polygon Matic coin. And again, before we can talk about a $5 Polygon Matic coin, we need to at least break the all-time high. So these are the important things to look at when you're, asking for these targets to the upside. So $5 is only possible after we at least break $3 here for Polygon Matic, which is the previous all-time high, and we can be targeting $3 only after we break this local top at $1.50, which is going to be a massive resistance level for us. So if I open that and add a trend line over there, that's going to be a really important trend line for us to take profits at. So keep in mind all of these things. Right now, you still have a good opportunity to get into Polygon Matic. We're sitting at our June 2022 bottoms. And if you're expecting $5, you for some reason you're certain that that's going to happen, we can all have our different convictions, then by all means, you can start entering. Let's see if we can spot. Okay, Sam Malik is asking for Say. Let's take a look at Say. Okay, I forgot that they're not going to have Say over here. Let's go to our watch list. And let's pull up Say on our So I know Sui is doing really well. Say is actually doing okay. So 4 billion, so 40% out in circulation out of the total supply here, which is not bad. And let's take a look at the price action chart. Let's go to the daily because this is a fresher chart, not a lot of history. So what we had here is we had this channel down pattern. As you can see, we broke above that resistance there, which is nice. And then we came back down to retest this block. We did dip below it just briefly. And this was actually really good. So for anyone who was probably shorting or doing any kind of leverage trading, so what you would have done is you would have placed your liquidation over there, right? Or your stop loss, I guess. So let's say you wanted to buy this breakout, you waited until the breakout happened, you got in at the retest, so you got in there, you place your stop loss over there. So what they did is they took the price down to the previous low, which was over here, which was a retest of this previous local top, and then they took the price below that support just briefly, and they liquidated all the people that were down here. So that's how the market makers manipulate the price in order to liquidate a bunch of these guys with their stop losses, because they can pull up the on-chain data. They can see which people have set up their limit orders at which prices. And when they see a bunch of people at a certain price, they're just going to force the price to go down there. They're going to liquidate everyone. The centralized exchanges are going to make money off of that. The market makers are going to make money off of that. And then they're going to let the price run. That's exactly what happened here. So this is why this whole futures thing is a scam, essentially. It's a sham, and you don't want to be getting involved in that. And you might be making money with it if you master it and you're well risk averse. That's up to you, but for the most part, people are going to be losing money with that. So in terms of say right now, we are printing a really good uptrend trend line here. So we have a really nice support trend line that we have been bouncing off of since August 2024. We're breaking past this resistance trend line at 50 cents. That is a really, really good entry. Oh, sorry, really, really good resistance to break through, because we've corrected from there. We had a double top pattern, a double M top pattern, and I believe we had, yeah, so pretty much the target was almost met here from that double M top pattern. But right now we're breaking above it, which is a really good sign. We can add a Fibonacci retracement just to kind of measure the potential move here. We're looking at 68 cents short to midterm for say. From the current prices, that's going to be a 31.5% to the upside. That also matches nicely with this local top from April 2024. So we're probably going to remove that trend line from there. We don't want to have too many trend lines here. Yeah, so that's going to be a really important. Actually, you know what we can do? We can just add a block over here. That's going to be a massive, massive area to sell. Or if you're looking for short to midterm trading, you can take some profits in there, but we could get rejected from that area, because you can see we have the 1.618 just over there. And then we have this resistance from April 2024 just over there. And then we have these local bottoms from January and February 2024 from there, as well as a backtest of resistance in May 2024. So lots of confluence in this area above 58 cents. Make sure you know that. So it's possible that this pump is going to continue until we get into that area. And then we're going to have that next retracement, hopefully taking us back down to 50 cents. So I personally would not advise you buying something that's sitting at a local top right now. So be careful. Be careful getting, if you got into this down here, congratulations, that's great. If you got into it back here, congratulations, really good entry. But right now, I would probably tell you to wait. The RSI is getting overextended. I'd probably wait with say. And the market cap is sitting at $2 billion. This is a mid cap. I would say expecting a 20x from something like this is going to be a little bit far-fetched, so be careful with your expectations. Make sure you do your detailed analysis into all of these projects. I personally don't hold say, and I don't really follow the project that much. If you have any bullish news about it, you have any bullish partnerships that they're getting into, that could obviously positively affect the price, but I don't know anything about that. I have to get ready to work. I don't hold Polygon, but would aggressive DCA be safe for this project? If you're not expecting massive gains, if you're not expecting for Polygon to do like a 25x, if you're not expecting to, have massive profits with Polygon, if it's just a safe project you want to get into just to kind of have some money on the sideline and have it makes a little bit of profit and then not have too much risk, Polygon is the perfect project for that, in my opinion. So you can potentially dollar cost average into it and hope for that strategy to play out. I have to get ready for work. Thanks again, Hazik. Have a great day. You too, chat. Have a great day. Feels good, man. It definitely feels good when the markets are pumping. Aligos, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the donation, and have a good day at work. ADA is moving up well. Yes, it is. ADA is doing really well. Again, I don't think ADA is going to be breaking unless ADA. Let's take a look at the chart. So ADA is still 80% away from its all-time high. So what ADA needs to do right now, it needs to continue pumping, and we need to break 80 cents. We need to break 80 cents. We need to print a new higher high for this thing to look bullish. And what's happening right now is that if I bring out my Elliott wave structure, wave 1, wave 2, now we're looking for that wave 3 potentially taking us to the all-time high, wave 4, and then maybe we get slightly overextended past the all-time high, maybe closer to $5-6 if we're breaking past the all-time high. But Cardano's chart is not as bullish as some of the other charts. Again, we're 80% away from the all-time high. You want to consider that. Or still we're sitting at an 80% correction from the all-time high. If you measure the move from where we are right now to the all-time high, that's 385% to the upside. Okay? So manage your expectations. Don't be overly bullish just because you hold the token, right? I hold some of these coins as well, and I'm trying to be conservative, trying to be realistic. If I don't think this is if I think there is a project that can definitely do better than this specific project that I'm holding, I'm going to try to switch over. But then again, you don't want to be doing it too often. You don't want to be doing it blindly. You don't want to be doing it where, okay, I'm simply going to switch over because this project, specifically this project, is performing better than my project. And then you buy into that project, you sell your current project, and then the project that you sold starts pumping while the project that you bought starts dumping. That has happened a lot. And you want to be careful not to do that. Okay. Okay, so how long have we been going for? I don't even know. An hour and a half. Okay. So we're gonna probably start wrapping up soon. Let's see if I missed out any comments from the start of the live stream. Okay, Rec05, OM Mantra, link.atomimx, Near. So Near, we just did a video on Near. You can check out our video feed, upload feed on YouTube, and you can take a look at the Near protocol video. AVAX. Let's do AVAX because we haven't covered AVAX in a bit. So AVAX is doing better than some of the other older coins, you could say. So with this move to the upside, AVAX is only 128% away from the all-time high, 77% away from the all-time high. So AVAX is not doing too bad. From the bear market bottom, we're currently up 4x. We were up approximately 650% back in March this year. So you had a really good opportunity to buy into AVAX with this retracement here. We gave you this retracement probably 3 months ago or something. This area between $21 and $16.50. This is based on these touches from 2022 and 2023. Really good area to get in. We wick down in that block in August, and now we're up roughly 78%. So hopefully you guys followed through. If you want to get into AVAX at this point, it may be just a little bit too late, I would say. $34 is a bit too expensive, but again, it's a safe coin. I don't expect it to do 100x, but look, $14 billion market cap. So it's a high cap altcoin. If you want to be safe, you have some extra money that you don't want to be putting into mid caps or low caps, you can put it into AVAX and just, take profits at like $100, $150 maybe. Just see what happens. But I wouldn't be expecting like $400 or $500 this bull market for AVAX. That's just my opinion. But in terms of entering, I think AVAX is, I wouldn't be buying this. Like personally, I would not be buying this. I don't hold any AVAX at the moment. If we take a look at the RSI, it's still in the middle here, in the middle range on the relative strength index chart. So still a good opportunity to get into it if you're buying for the long term, with the intentions that I already described earlier. If you're buying in as a 50x coin, definitely avoid AVAX. Now, if you bought in during this pump here in the first half of this year, you definitely want to be buying now because you want to bring down that average buy-in price. So let's say you bought in at $50, you want to buy in at 34 because you want to bring down the average buy-in price so that you can maximize your profits later. That's definitely important. Or if you have been buying through, from the bull market in 2021, you would have dollar cost average already. I know that because if you've been on my channel for the past few years, you know that this is something that we were nailing down. You want to be dollar cost averaging at all of these massive lows because, that's what you do. That's what investors do. And also, we've caught this low back in November 2022. We caught this low all the way back in June 2022, and we caught this low back in June 2023. And of course, we went down slightly below that in October 2023. But all of these levels, we had a massive Fibonacci retracement. We had a massive support block. We caught this back in August and June 2021. I remember this precisely. We caught that area there. We were giving you these buy orders, and look at the move after that. So the same thing was happening over here. We were giving everyone orders, limit orders to get in. We were telling people to buy in below that support because that's a really good area. And again, we had a massive pump from there. So if you haven't bought in at this stage into AVAX, I would say don't get in now. If you're just thinking about buying a new coin, I would say stick to the coins that you have and dollar cost average into those. So we looked at Polygon. Moon River, let's take a look at Moon River. Wim Bennick is asking for Moon River. And again, if you have to leave somewhere, guys, you can go. The video or this live stream will be available as a video recording on the channel. All you have to do is go to my channel. Of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Definitely do that and hit the bell notification button. Of course, here is the New protocol update that we were talking about. We have an Arkham update, and we also have 2 new videos coming out. And now these are videos from Patreon. We've uploaded them on Patreon already. These are available on Patreon. So this is talking about a massive AI coin that Alex Becker got into, and this is discussing the centralized exchanges that you should be using and the ones that I'm using in this bull market. And all of these videos, once again, are available on Patreon. You can join in and get access to them right now for absolutely free. Like I said, we have 7-day free trial, and then you can cancel at any time. But this is a way you can take advantage of these exclusive videos, because obviously you want to bring as much value as possible to Patreon. So we're not going to be uploading the same videos on both platforms at the same time. So if you want to catch this live stream afterwards, that was a little bit of an ad in there, you can come back to the live section here and you can take a look at this live stream later on. That's not a problem at all. Let's take a look at Moon River. So we had our 5 waves to the downside. We perfectly bounced off of this support block, which was set up between $7.35 and $6.10. Great buying opportunity. We gave that again in advance. All of this was given in advance. We were doing TA for all of these coins. So make sure you take a look at our previous videos just to see that, you know, we're not BSing here. Everything is recorded in our videos on our channel throughout the past 3.5 years. So Moon River, do you want to be buying in right now? I would say you still have a chance. I think if we take a look at the daily holders for Moon River, we're sitting at around 1 million, right? 950,000. And if we had a massive pump with 500,000 holders, I think the pump is going to be far greater with the current amount of holders that we have. So I think getting to $100 is I'm pretty certain we're going to see $100 for Moon River this time around. Is it possible for us to go past 200? We'll have to wait and see. If Polkadot has a massive run, or at least somewhat of a run, that could be reflected in Moon River's price action. The same goes for Energy Web. The same could be said about Manta partially. The same could be said about GLMR or Moonbeam, which still is doing very, very poorly. So I think $100 is a definite. If you want to be taking profits at $100 or $90, no one's going to blame you. You can, at least take out the investment that you initially made and then take out some profits maybe, and then let the rest ride. See if you get to $120 to $150 to $180 per token. And from there, we'll be looking at the data when we're getting to those numbers. But of course, you want to have a plan in advance. If you want to know what my exit strategy is for Moon River, again, that's available on Patreon. We have a whole playlist with my exit strategy for multiple different coins. For Moon River, once again, we're just printing this wave 2. If we go to this chart over here, this is going to be a better chart to view the Moon River coin. So this is our wave 2 right now. We have printed the bottom for our wave 2, and we're starting our wave 3. This wave 3 could potentially, once again, take us to, I would say, anywhere between $48 to $87. Then we have a retracement from there, and then the next move, wave 5, is going to be the final one sometime in the second half, or rather the end of the first half of 2025. That could take us to, $150 to $200 to $250. But wave 3 is usually the biggest wave. It is the biggest wave out of this entire structure all the time. So make sure you understand that. And then wave 4 cannot go below the wave 1 top. So we cannot drop below $35 here for Moon River. If that happens, this entire Elliott wave structure is invalidated. So pay attention to the on-chain metrics for Moon River. Pay attention to the oscillators here. Let's try to take a look at the MACD. So, okay, that was a bearish cross in March. Yeah, it's relatively a fresh chart on the weekly, so not a lot of data on the MACD. The stochastic is pretty close to the overbought. We're kind of bouncing off the 55 EMA on the weekly. You can see we had one bounce in June 2023. We had another bounce in November 2024. which is right now, obviously. So what we want to do is we want to break above the 55. We want to break above $18.50, and we want the 20 EMA to cross above the 55 EMA. That is going to be your most bullish signal for this bull market. So if Moon River is able to do that in the next few weeks, we're golden, and you know, we may not be coming back up to the same all-time high prices, but still we could have a pretty significant run for Moon River. We're gonna take a look at Arbitrum. Sahad, I see your comments. I was just looking at the comments from before just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. We still have Selframe from Frank Castillo, and we have Mint Layer, and we have Tau. Okay, we have so many requests that I'm gonna try to get through everything, guys. Gonna try to get through everything. Okay, Tau. So I don't hold any Tau personally. I think is this BitTensor? Yeah, it is. $4.4 billion market cap. October 2023, it was sitting at $37 to $50. That is crazy. This is listed on every major exchange pretty much. And the token unlock is pretty aggressive. I would say it's very aggressive. But although 1%. Okay, hold on. Let me go to CryptoRank because I like using this better for all of the vesting schedule unlocks. And they don't have it here, unfortunately. Okay, that's a shame. So by the looks of things, it's a 1% unlock every month from the max supply. So yeah, around like 216,000. Interesting. So it's not supposed to be that bad. So by, let's say, August 2025, we're going to be sitting at, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% higher supply. So right now we're sitting at 35. We're going to be sitting at 45% circulating supply. Now with the increased demand, this should not be a huge problem for the Tau holders. So I don't think that's going to be a... Again, what is... Not sure what this chart is. There we go. Was this airdrop to Cosmos stakers? I can't remember exactly. Let's add the Fibonacci retracement. So we're looking at $1,124. That's around a 2x from the current value of the token. Okay, and we're printing a higher low. So if you focus on this area, then this area, that's a higher low, which is really nice. And then we had this massive spike in 2023. And then we had that. So this support held us very well at $218. This total pump was a 1,500% pump. 1,500%. That is massive. Lots of volume coming in, so the chart is looking very bullish. So 1,121, and that's our minimal target. Our 1.618 target is going to be 1,878. And if we go to the coin perspective and we take a look at that target, so 1,878, 1,878. So that's a $14 billion market cap. I mean, I think that's likely. That's not a massive move to the upside anyway, like a 211% to the upside from the current prices. So I would say the 1.618 is a possible target for us in this bull market. If you're planning to buy in right now, I would say probably don't. Probably don't, because it's already a high cap altcoin. It's already quite overextended. It already had its massive move to the upside there. So yeah. So look at this, 1, 2, that's your 3, 4, 5. And then you had your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, all right, yeah, that should be it for Tau. Let's take a look at a few more. Mint Layer. Let's take a look at Mint Layer. I remember I had this coin earlier, but there was some FUD and I ended up selling. $7.3 million market cap. That's quite low. Let's switch over to the 3-day chart. Okay, so there is a bullish divergence with the price action chart. So if you take a look at the stochastic RSI and you take a look at the price action chart, so we're printing a higher low on the price action, we're printing a lower low on the stochastic. This could be a little looking glass for a potential move to the upside. And obviously that is a good thing for us. So we're looking at this potential wedge here that we're forming, and we're going to be looking for a breakout. Our first major target is going to be over there. That's 37, 39 cents-ish, that range. That also is our support bounce from March 2024. So that's going to be an important level for us to take a look at. Again, this is a low cap gem or low cap project. Very, very risky. So don't go all in is all I'm trying to say. I'm not a financial advisor, but don't go all in. This is a good price to be dollar cost averaging into it, but I'd probably be careful with putting too much money into this. Do your own research before you buy any of these low caps. And again, we have 90 plus low caps on our Patreon, and we're going to be uploading a few low caps. I think we're dropping one today. So make sure you stay tuned and make sure you take a look at our 7-day free trial for our Patreon. Tristan, can you cover GZIL? GZIL, let's take a look at that. Gamezilla, I believe. Is that it? GZIL. I think that's it. Well, hold on. I don't think that's it. GZIL. Okay, so governance ZIL, I think. Oh, is this a governance protocol on Zilliqa? Yeah. Yes, it is. 559,000 tokens. The entire supply is out in circulation. That's a good thing. But some ZIL swap, I mean, they don't have any major DEX listings, and that's not a very good thing. Governance ZIL. Yeah, there's nothing like that there. Again, it's a low cap. The market cap is very low. Like whenever you see a market cap of $3 million and you know it's a bullish project, you don't necessarily need anyone's validation to buy it. So I get it. You want to have more opinions on it. That's great. But if you're certain of the project, then you definitely should be buying at these low market caps. Okay, I can't pull up the chart, unfortunately. I'm sorry, because they don't have any DEX listings, so I just literally can't pull up the chart. Bitcoin is breaking $88,000 as we're doing this live stream, by the way. So let's try to kind of zoom out and think about the past 2 years where we were sitting at $15,000, $16,000. Again, We were calling these bottoms back in November 2022. Look at this. We had our second fib level set up there, very close to our target. We had lots of targets to the downside. We had our target to $12,000, but we did not end up getting down that low. So $88,000. This is incredible, guys. This is incredible. So we're going to take a look at Arbitrum. I'm just going through all of the altcoins one by one. I just want to make sure we cover all of the requests. So again, regarding this project, if you're bullish on Zilliqa, you definitely want to be buying this. There's no reason you don't buy this, because if Zilliqa is going to be doing well, then the governance token of Zilliqa is going to be doing well too. So that's the logic that I'm going with. Cell frame. Let's take a look at cell frame, Arbitrum, and then we'll be done, because I am a little bit tired now. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the live stream. Hopefully you learned something useful. Okay, so by the way, this is a low cap that we covered on our Patreon. Cell frame. Let's take a look at the chart. Okay, again, market cap extremely low, $17.5 million market cap. It's available on gate.io. I don't think any other major exchanges. We have some DEXs, that's good. Yeah, so Gate, MEXC, that's it, not even KuCoin. So once we have a few more listings, this thing could potentially have a strong move to the upside. So what we can do right now is we can identify this support trend line over here. And then we have a pretty strong resistance over here and over here. So those are going to be some strong resistance levels. You also can add a resistance trend line there, $2.36 if you want to. So those are a few levels you want to be eyeballing. But we've printed our bear market bottom effectively back in December 2022. We retested that exact same level in May 2023. And from there, we went into a parabolic uptrend. So 1,550% to the upside, absolutely massive move. And for those of you who like the Elliott wave structure, wave 1, wave 2, or wave 3 potentially taking us, way past our top from November 2021, wave 4, wave 5. Again, you want to calculate the vesting schedule. You want to look at the circulating supply by, let's say, June 2025, see what that's going to be looking like, because you want to, when you're calculating the market cap for the cycle peak, you want to calculate the circulating supply at the time of the peak. So if we're talking about, let's say, a $20 price for cell frame, you want to be talking about a market cap that would reflect that price in 2025 in June. So you want to take a look at the vesting schedule and see what the circulating supply is going to be looking like at the time. Oh, actually, it's 94% out. So I guess that's a really good sign. So we don't have to worry about the vesting schedule then. Really good tokenomics then. Look at their max supply is 30 million. We're sitting at 28.6. Very bullish tokenomics. And if you want to be buying into cell frame right now, I would suggest doing so, because from the March top, we're sitting at a 70% retracement. Really good, still really good. Yes, it is 160% off from the low in September, but it's better than not buying in at all, right? And then if you look at that September low and some people who bought in May 2023, that's like a 70% difference. So the lower you go, the more greedy you're going to get. And I would suggest to, stop doing that. Don't look at the previous lows. Look at what the market is presenting you with at the moment and go from there. And then if it's too high for you, that's fine. Switch to a different project. No one is forcing you to buy. So cell frame looking very, very bullish. We can apply the fib here. So we're looking at $8.32 as our minimal target in this bull market. That is a 1,300% to the upside. Wave 3 is going to be 4,400% potentially. Again, potentially. We're looking at a $26 price per token. Let's see how much. So $26 is going to be $748 million market cap. Again, that's not a lot. For a bull market peak, that is not a lot. Considering the entire supply is out, that would be a 42x. So sell frame is not a bad coin to be in. I'm not going to lie. It's not a bad coin at all. And it's not an old coin because it started trading during the previous bull market. So it's not like it's a super old coin that's been trading for years and years. Okay, let's switch over to Arbitrum. This is another layer 2 on Ethereum. I personally don't have Arbitrum. 66 cents per token. Again, this was launched back in March 2024. Let's take a look at the 3-day chart. The chart is not doing good. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It's not doing good. Like it hasn't seen, like you're still in this sideways channel here. It's trying to break above that. If it doesn't in the next few days, that's going to be a really bearish signal. Like if we get a rejection from that top of that, from the top of that block there, that's going to be a negative signal. Then you do have that support trend line from September 2023 that's now turned into a resistance. So 78 cents is going to be a massive resistance level for us. Okay, and we can have another resistance area just over here. There we go. So that's going to be another resistance block between $1.32 and $1.18. So it's not looking too good for Arbitrum at the moment. We were down 81% from the March top. Right now we're down 72%. So Algorand. What's up, brother? I'm loaded with 660 Bitcoin Cash. What price you think taking profits around? I keep getting 15 to 2,000. We're going to take a look at that too. I don't want to leave you hanging, my friend. Polkadot, Kusama. We're going to take a look at, we're going to do a separate video for Polkadot on the channel, but we're going to take a look at Kusama in this one, in this live stream. So for Arbitrum, I want to see a break before we can start really talking about this. I want to see, and not above this, I want to see a break past 78 cents. Then we can start talking about a potential reversal of this downtrend. For now, you know, it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. Okay, and this, so Sahad is asking for DSYNC. Let's take a look at that. Almost the entire supply is out in circulation, and this is a really, really bullish project. So this project tends or wants to transform the conventional Web3 scene by seamlessly blending the decentralized cloud solution and GPU network in a mutually beneficial arrangement. So again, this is a GPU cloud storage / cloud storage protocol, and just gonna give a little hint. We have a video on Patreon that's covering this project, and there's some big names that bought into this project. So that's all I'm gonna say. If you wanna, you know, take a look at that video, feel free to join our Patreon. But you can buy into this project. In my opinion, these are really good prices. It still hasn't done much. The market cap is not that high, and we're not gonna have any token dilution. So really, really good entry at the moment. If you're longing, then, you know, I would avoid longing. I don't recommend longing. I don't recommend shorting. I don't like futures or leverage trading, so avoid that if possible. Let's take a look at Kusama real quick. Kusama, again, lacking behind because it's in the Polkadot ecosystem. We're sitting at $20 at the moment. We're very far away from our all-time high. So again, is this a project you want to be holding for the long term while other projects are going to be doing 20, 30, 40 X's? That's a question you want to answer yourself. Let's take a look at the 3-day chart. We did drop below the August 2024 low a bit. We did drop below the October 2023 low a bit, but it wasn't a massive drop below. We kind of recovered instantly. And then we do have this falling wedge here at the bottom. So it looks like it's trying to do something here. It's trying to do something. It's trying to potentially break out, but I'm not seeing anything extremely bullish for this chart at the moment. You could potentially take profits at 64.65 cents. That's the August 2022 high. This is still in a bear market, technically speaking, so I'm going to be rethinking my position in Kusama as well, because again, we got into all of these coins, we gave them enough time, they haven't performed well. That's fine, we tried our best. Now it's time to switch over, unless you bought in at the previous all-time highs, right? That's a pretty strong, pretty important point, because we were getting in at these bottom prices. My average is very, very, like, let me take a look at my average for Kusama here. Okay, my average is at $21. My average is at $21 for Kusama. I can exit pretty much right now if I want to with minimal loss, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to exit a bit later, but if I'm going to exit. But obviously my patrons will be advised of all of that. So again, make sure you rethink your positions. Make sure you're headed into this parabolic cycle with only the coins that you're certain are going to do at least a 10x easily. Again, I'm not talking about the super high cap altcoins that are like safe picks. I'm talking about the rest of the coins in your portfolio. If you're not certain this thing can break its all-time high or get back up to its all-time high, I would not recommend holding it, right? You don't want to be holding dead zombie coins. All right, we still have FTM to take a look at. We're going to take a look at FTM. We're going to take a look at we're going to do a separate video for Algorand, by the way. So we're going to cover Algorand in a separate video. And okay, let's finish with FTM and that'll be it. All right, FTM. Okay, bullish chart for FTM. I believe we covered this in the previous live stream. You had really good entry points here in this green block between 22 to 17 cents. Really, really good entry. Are we printing some sort of a... Looks like we're printing some sort of a channel up pattern here. Okay, so by the looks of things, we're going to be attacking the top of the channel up pattern relatively soon. So that would be around the 0.786 at $1.77. So we could get a rejection from there again, because as you can see, we're in this channel up pattern for now, and we're going up and down. So whenever you hit the resistance, you expect to come back to the support. Whenever you hit the support, you expect to come back up to the resistance until the trend is broken. And we can break it by going above this trend line here and breaking. And of course, getting past the all-time high as well. That would be a really, really strong statement from FTM. From the all-time high, we're down 76%. From the current prices, we still have to go up 4x to get to the all-time high price. From the bear market bottom, we're currently up 5x, which is pretty good. Pretty good. So it's not looking too bad if you're holding FTM from these bottom prices. I would say keep holding. It did really well in the previous bull market, and I think hitting the previous all-time high is, I think it's likely for FTM. I think it's more likely than it is for, let's say, some older projects. But yeah, that's Phantom. And I think I promised Bitcoin Cash, so we're going to quickly take a look at Bitcoin Cash. We do updates on YouTube as well for Bitcoin Cash, so you can take a look at my previous uploads for Bitcoin Cash. Just go to my channel and you can search, if you go to my videos here, just search for Bitcoin Cash. And the last one we did was like a month ago. So you can take a look at that if you want to. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. It is starting to pump a little. I think some of the older coins are starting to pump together. So let's get our Elliott wave structure. So this could be our wave 1, wave 2. We're looking at that wave 3 potentially, and wave 4 and wave 5. So is it the case that we're breaking the 2021 bull market top and not the 2017 bull market top? Possibly. That could be a possibility. Also, a different way you could look at this is, a different structure you could apply with the Elliott waves is this could be your wave 1, wave 2, your wave 3, wave 4, and then this is your wave 5, right? And you're going to 1,388. And I think I like this structure even more than the previous one. So yeah, it depends on how bullish you are on this thing. Personally, I don't think it's going past the 2017 all-time high. It could briefly break above this all-time high from 2021. That's a possibility. And then your 1.272 is at $3,000 or 2,877 per this fractal. So we took the low from February 2023. We took the high from June 2021. And $2,877 is your target. So I don't hold any Bitcoin Cash. I try not to hold some of the very old coins, to be honest. So, you know, if it's a safe holding, if it's just a safe coin that you want to hold for some safe gains, I understand that. I'd probably start taking profits after you start breaking, let's say, $800. I would start taking profits slowly but surely from $800 all the way to $1,400, you know, if you want to be safe. All right. I want to thank you all for joining this live stream, guys. It's been really good and really long. We're going to try to do live streams. Like I said, I'm trying to get to a schedule where I can do it on a daily basis. It is extremely hard, but I'm going to try my best because right now we're in a very, very bullish time and we want to be staying in touch as much as we can. This video is going to be available as a recording, like I said. Once again, feel free to check out our Patreon, check out our Twitter, because we're going to have a lot of posts coming out there. We're going to be covering lots of coins there. We're going to be doing some quick TAs, some interesting on-chain metrics there. So make sure you're looking at all of that. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Stay